There's a silent war under the waves, not one of torpedoes or depth charges, but of sensors, unmanned vehicles, covert sabotage. And today, the newspapers are talking about increasing evidence of Russian espionage and hostile submarine activity targeting the United Kingdom's critical undersea infrastructure. This isn't science fiction. This is the strategic reality, one that the Sunday Times investigation has now brought partially into public view. British military forces in recent months have recovered Russian-made underwater sensors in seas around the UK. These are not lost fishing gear or marine flotsam. They are suspected espionage devices deployed to track Britain's 4 Vanguard-class submarines, the very heart of our continuous at-sea nuclear deterrent. Some washed ashore, others relocated by Royal Navy mine hunters or divers operating from the RFA Proteus, our deep-sea surveillance vessel launched in 2023. These are incursions into our maritime sovereignty, and critically, they were never officially acknowledged by the British government, a silence that speaks volumes. Russia never dismantled its underwater capacity, its warfare capacity after the Cold War. Unlike the West, it doubled down. Its fleet, directed by the GUGI, the main Directorate of Deep Sea Research, includes the Yantar, a notorious spy ship equipped with mini submarines and manipulator arms capable of cutting cables and installing listening devices on them. In 2022, the Nord Stream pipeline explosion marked the first visible flare in this underwater Cold War. Since then, 11 undersea internet cables across the Baltic have been damaged. Russia's so-called shadow fleet of oil tankers is believed to be dragging anchors intentionally, not to moor, but to sabotage. And the UK has begun to respond, belatedly but visibly. The Proteus, a repurposed Norwegian offshore support vessel, is now the Royal Navy's front line against undersea threats. Equipped with autonomous underwater vehicles like the Sea Cat and the Defender, it can scour the seabed, locate foreign devices, and crucially gather evidence. Recent missions, including covert monitoring of Yantar in the Irish Sea, suggest a new muscularity in our maritime posture. As one senior officer put it, we've stopped playing nice. Yet this is only a beginning. As former Minister Tobias Ellwood noticed, Proteus is just one ship. Against a threat that spans thousands of miles and includes deep-sea recharging platforms for Russian mini-subs, one vessel is, frankly, inadequate. Our undersea cables carry 90% of our data. Our gas flows from Norway through just one pipeline. Our offshore wind farms, now central to our energy strategy, are connected to the grid via vulnerable undersea cables. These are not just targets, they are the pressure points of our economy. Sabotage here, underwater, is cheap, deniable, and devastating. This is the essence of grey zone warfare, no formal declaration, just degradation, just delay, just disruption, and yet the public remains largely unaware. The work of the Royal Navy, Porton Down, and our NATO partners has never been more vital nor more veiled. Britain has awoken. Investment is increasing with a pledge to raise defence spending to 2.5% of GDP by 2027. Projects like Atlantic Bastion and Project Satus may yet close the gap. But let's be clear, we're behind the curve. Russia is not coming, it's already here. In our waters, on our seabed, mapping, monitoring, perhaps preparing. The Atlantic War may be quiet, but it is real. And if we don't match resolve with capability, then we may find that the next act of war is not launched from a missile silo, but from the deep, with no warning at all. Just a sudden fizz, and all our internet disappears.